Hello. Okay, it was reconnecting. So I'm gonna read the email. I said, hi Professor, I just wanted to thank you for clarifying what the media portrays versus what's actually going on. That was a really cool topic to talk about today in class. I liked the conversation and seeing what other students had to say about what's going on. It's interesting. Regarding what I said about people who vote representing people who don't, I feel like it's really important to consider other groups of people or other races and what the candidate that you're voting for has to offer for them too, and not just for your group of people, whether it's race or religion. Um, and that's just one of many things to consider. We have to see what the candidates have to offer for everyone and choose wisely. I'm emailing you because my audio is lagging, so I didn't get to explain to you well, so I thought I should share my opinion with you.
Right.
Have a
Which
good
was,
weekend.
yes, that's very, very sweet. So I took the liberty of sending that email that Jomana sent to John Trimble. And his response was, what a mature, thoughtful student you have in Jomana. And then he said, it's great that you can discuss politics with your students in a way that encourages open minded, critical thinking, not defensiveness. That's some trick. I believe me, it's for me, it's, you know, I wasn't sending him to say, like, oh, I encourage this discussion, but it's more important that, he was saying what a mature, thoughtful student you have in Jomana. And it's for me, again, back to credibility and authorities and all that. If I say to you guys, "Oh, you're a really good writer and you're really smart and mature," that's one thing. But when you hear it for somebody like John Trimble, who's I would say has more credibility than I do, or maybe he doesn't, I don't know. But it's really good to hear that your perceptiveness and intelligence and energy and ability to communicate are being heard because it's
Yeah,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
um no, sorry. So I actually made my mom read the email because I was like, it's not. It doesn't say John Chemble, and then she was like, yes, it does, and so I was kind of shocked.
Oh, it doesn't say John Trimble. I thought
No,
it
because
did.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, no, it doesn't, and then she was like, yes, it does, and then yeah, so that's when I emailed you back. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this is actually a good segue into what this class is going to be about today, which is about Tina Kelly, who is a real writer. I mean, it's funny. Have you guys, Jomana, have you met like a professional writer before?
No.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if
I would
when
love to though, but
yeah, well, you'll meet Tina Kelly on Thursday.
mhm.
And they're just regular old people. It's funny, because I know so many writers and or musicians or whatever that I mean, I've never been impressed with anybody anyway, but it's just for students, it's like, wow, you wrote books. It's like, yeah, it's very, very cool. And
Mhm.
you're like you guys are part of the conversation now. So
Yeah, that's cool.
so
I mean,
yeah.
my grandpa writes books, but he used to, yeah. So I don't know if that's like an actual writer. He was a professor too, but
Yeah, no, they're actual writers. They're actual writers. So anyway, so that was very sweet, and most important was your idea that you're going to vote for people, who are not exactly like you. That it's not this very tribal thing of like, well, I only care about my group, and you know, I mean, it's really important for you guys in my view, to be like beacons of light in a world that's got a lot of darkness in it, a lot of darkness, and there's discrimination against you. You name the ethnic group, and you'll meet people that are allegedly educated and intelligent, and will say just things that are completely frightening. A woman I know who she was a judge in India, and she's an older lady, and she was saying that she didn't want Biden to be president because he was going to let Muslims into the country, and Muslims want to kill everybody else. It says so in the Quran. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, it can be that's they believe that. And I said, first of all, any holy text, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, the Triptych, the Bhagavad Gita, go right down the list. You can cherry pick passages from anything and say, I'm going to use this to justify doing anything. I'm going to justify loving everyone. I'm going to justify hating everyone. And then just wouldn't have it. She said, "Oh no, they're different." And I just said, "Well, you're wrong." And it's really scary. I mean, when I was very well, when I was in I guess in high school, Malcolm X was a member of the Nation of Islam, and there was a faction of the Nation of Islam which believed that white, blue-eyed, Caucasian people were devils, basically. We need to kill them. And I said, "Oh, I guess I'm the devil." And if you know some history, you'll know that Malcolm X uh, went on the Hajj, which is a requirement of all Muslims to visit Mecca once in their life to make the pilgrimage. And Malcolm X went there, and he was at a service, and he looked at the Muslim next to him, and he was a white man with blonde hair. And Malcolm X said, "Wow, the Quran doesn't teach that. It doesn't teach us to hate people of other races." And when he came back to the United States, he broke with the Nation of Islam and said, "You know what? I do not ascribe to this idea of white people being the devil." And Malcolm X was assassinated by members of the Nation of Islam, largely because he refused to embrace that version. So back to what this class is about. It's about getting information, getting accurate information, and then using your own common sense to make judgments about things. So you know I'm not going to ever teach a class and say, okay, here's what my syllabus said, so I don't care what's going on in the world, I'm just going to like plow through it. No, we're always going to be adjusting in my class anyway. So I'm going to just close the record.